Welcome back to North Central Weather Center, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday out there. Today's video, we'll be talking about the next upcoming weather pattern with precipitation and our temperature forecast as we'll be cooling off getting into this upcoming weekend. But before we get into the video, make sure you press the like button, the thumbs up button. It helps to get this information passed along to as many people as possible here on YouTube. But yeah, we had a very eventful last 24 hours here across the mid-Missouri Valley. Lots of very heavy rain, storm complex after storm complex after storm complex moved through this region, producing lots of flash flooding around the St. Louis region down into eastern portions of Missouri. And as you look at the jet stream today, the orientation very amplified here with the orientation of the jet stream from the desert southwest up and over that upper level ridge. And then we start to see that dive back southeastward on the northeastern periphery across the Missouri Valley and across our northeastern areas through this afternoon. So looking at the afternoon, another storm complex cannot be ruled out. This will probably be a little bit more loosely organized, but we could still see some heavier downpours, some smaller hail. We do have to watch out for some damaging winds along the way as well, a chance of some severe weather as this moves through eastern portions of Missouri. But the main threat will be heavy rain, and this is going to be because of the saturated soil we already have from the heavy rainfall we saw overnight into early this morning. Then we'll get a break as we go into Thursday morning, but here we go again. We got another storm system moving over the top of that ridge on Thursday, and that will arrive across portions of our central areas into Iowa, Missouri, and western Illinois by the time we get into Thursday night and into Friday. So what are we looking at for rainfall? Total rainfall accumulation now through Friday. We see a decent swath here, very heavy rainfall. Now it's a narrow axis, but if you live here in eastern Missouri, southern, southwestern Illinois, getting down into western Kentucky, far southwestern Indiana, we could be seeing a narrow swath of 2 to as much as 5+ inches of rainfall through this upcoming Friday. Also, some heavier rains as well, with some thunderstorm complexes building up into South Dakota, down into Nebraska, and into northwest Kansas as we go through that Friday time frame. And kind of looking at some of these areas, if you live in central, western Nebraska, northwest Kansas here, we could be seeing a nice 1 to 2 inches of rain kind of spread out over the next 48 to 72 hours. And then east southeast from there around the St. Louis region, down here towards the Carbondale area into Illinois and toward portions of Paducah, Kentucky. Those will be the hardest hit areas with the rainfall here, and a narrow swath of around 2 to 5+ inches of rain through that Friday morning time frame. So watch out for additional flash flooding concerns. We have a moderate risk of flash flooding here from the Weather Prediction Center through your Thursday morning, centered around the St. Louis metro area. So if you live in eastern Missouri, southwestern Illinois, or into the St. Louis area, O'Fallon, Illinois, we definitely need to watch out for some flash flooding. Could be widespread, and it also could be pretty intense here if you have those heavier downpours with the saturated soils. And then going through your Thursday and Friday time frame, the flash flooding threat will here extend into our southeastern reaches, into portions of Kentucky, southern Indiana, southern Illinois. More of a slight and marginal risk for flash flooding there, and then a slight to marginal risk of flash flooding in our western areas here into the western Dakotas, Nebraska, and to northwest Kansas as we go through Friday morning. But with the temperatures here, it's still hot, folks. It's still summer. So this afternoon, we have that ridge centered across the southern plains, very far south here in the United States. We're still on the northern and northeastern periphery of that. And it's going to start to break down as we go through the weekend here. So we're going to start to see some nice air from the north move in, very comfortable temperatures and humidity. And look at this, folks. Today, where it's raining, we're going to see highs into the upper 70s and may even struggle to even reach that across portions of the St. Louis region this afternoon. You can see where the heat is, and it's building into the triple digits for our southern areas into southwestern Missouri and Kansas, and still some heat up here in the northern plains into the upper Midwest areas as well. with temperatures in the upper 80s to low 90s. We will cool off by Friday, more of the 80s becoming common across our northern areas. We still have the mid and upper 90s across Kansas and Missouri down here, but that will be short lived because look at this. On Saturday, there still are some 90s, but 80s will be replaced across portions of the Ohio Valley and Central Plains with 70s. Yeah, 70s, folks, being replaced up here into the northern plains, the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, and portions of the northern Ohio Valley. So a very beautiful looking Saturday on the way. And if that's not enough for you, we extend that even further into Sunday. And look at that, guys. Kansas, mid 80s there in Missouri, mid 80s in southern Illinois. Very nice weather. Cannot complain this time of year. So a beautiful weekend is on the way. That is for sure, with temperatures across these areas. And if we extend the long range out a little bit further through August 11th, you can see the below normal temperatures do persist across our northern areas, with the precipitation becoming more active as well. So we're going to have cooler temperatures and we're going to have more precipitation. So the cloud cover and the rainfall could hold our temperatures down even as we go into the second week into August. Well, if you're not subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. We cover north central United States on this channel, the northern plains, the central plains, the Midwest, the Great Lakes, and the Ohio Valley. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel for additional updates, and I hope everybody has a great rest of their Wednesday out there.